Today, we're talking about a massive shift in the market that could, honestly, put thousands of dollars right back into your wallet. We're looking at an $11.2 trillion opportunity, and it's something millions of homeowners can tap into right now. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, let's just start with that number right there. $11.2 trillion. I mean, that's not just a big number. It's a mountain of cash, and it's just sitting there, waiting.
And you know what the best part is? That money, it belongs to homeowners just like you. It's locked away as equity in your property. But here's the kicker. It just got a whole lot easier to get to. So, the big question is, how? What's the secret to unlocking this treasure chest?
Well, the answer, and this is the whole key to this thing, it's all about interest rates. You know, after what felt like forever with painfully high borrowing costs, the tide is finally turning. It's actually getting cheaper to borrow money again.
And the change has been pretty dramatic. I mean, look at this. Not that long ago, a home equity line of credit, a HELOC, would have cost you nearly 10% in interest. Ouch. But now, those rates have just plummeted, down into the low 7% range. That is a huge, huge difference in what you'd be paying every month.
And this isn't some isolated thing. It's not just HELOCs. The 30-year fixed mortgage rate, you know, the big one, the benchmark for the whole housing market, it also just fell to its lowest point in an entire year. So this downward trend across the board is opening up two major opportunities for homeowners.
So, opportunity number one. What's the first way you can actually take advantage of these lower rates? Well, let's talk about tapping into the wealth that's literally stored inside the walls of your home.
Okay, before we go any further, let's just make sure we're all on the same page with this term, tappable equity. Basically, it's the amount of cash you can pull out of your home's value while still leaving a nice, healthy 20% cushion in place. Think of it as the accessible part of your home's wealth.
So what does that massive $11.2 trillion figure mean for, an actual person? Well, it breaks down to this. A whopping $204,000 in tappable equity on average for every single homeowner with a mortgage. That's like having a six-figure emergency fund or an investment portfolio just sitting there.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just a fleeting trend. Experts like Andy Walden over at ICE Mortgage Technology, they confirm it. He points out that not only are homeowners sitting on these near-record levels of equity, but, and this is the crucial part, the cost to actually use that equity is getting better and better.
So what does that actually mean for your bank account? Let's put some real numbers to it. Say you take out a $50,000 loan against your home's equity today. Well, your monthly payment would be over $100 cheaper than it was just a few months ago. That's real money, every single month, that you can put towards that kitchen remodel, paying off credit cards, or whatever else you need.
But wait, there's more. Tapping into your home's equity isn't the only game in town. For the first time in what feels like a very long time, another really powerful option is back on the table, refinancing your mortgage.
For the past couple of years, refinancing was pretty much a non-starter for most people, right? The rates were just too high, it didn't make sense. But that has all changed. Right now, as you can see here, there are 1.7 million prime borrowers. These are folks with great credit who could save a serious amount of cash by refinancing. And if we look at all the borrowers who are what they call in the money, meaning a refi would be a smart move, that number just explodes to 4.1 million households.
And get this, the window of opportunity is only getting wider. If rates just dip a tiny bit more, just a fraction of a percent, we could see that number swell to 5 million homeowners who are in a position to save big. So yeah, this is definitely a trend to keep a very close eye on.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground, thrown some pretty big numbers at you, so let's kind of bring it all home and talk about what this really means for you right now.
So let's just recap. What are the big takeaways here? First, you are likely sitting on a small fortune in home equity. Seriously. Second, it's now a lot cheaper to get to that money for things that can improve your life. Third, the savings are real. We're talking over $100 a month on a typical loan. And finally, if you've been putting off even thinking about refinancing, it might be time to take another look.
So the next time you walk through your front door, just remember, you're not just walking into your home. You're walking into an incredibly powerful financial asset. And with the cost of borrowing finally coming down, the real question is it time to re-examine its financial power? Thanks for tuning in.